Hello, I'm Catherine, and I'm a lecturer in pharmacy practice at the University of Reading. I'm going to talk to you about the wide-ranging role of pharmacists and why pharmacists are important. The key defining feature of pharmacists is that they are experts on medicines, how medicines should be designed, from the chemistry to the formulation into a suitable form, to be given to the patients. The majority of medicines are taken via the mouth. But this slide demonstrates the wide range of delivery routes, for example, creams, inhalers, injections, patches, and suppositories. Pharmacists are involved in knowing what amount of the medicine should be given, how the medicine works in the body, and what monitoring needs to be done to check that the medicine is working correctly and safely. Pharmacists are very much an integral part of the multidisciplinary team, working alongside doctors, nurses, dietitians, occupational therapists, and physiotherapists, for example, to help deliver the best care for patients in community and the hospital. Pharmacists might be involved in giving advice to doctors on the correct dose of a medication or what medication choice would be most beneficial for the patient's care. Pharmacists can become independent prescribers or run clinics with patients, such as for their diabetes or blood pressure. Pharmacists can undergo specialist training to deliver flu and travel vaccinations, undertake blood pressure monitoring, and undertake blood tests for patients. Pharmacists may also be based in research laboratories, involved in the design, testing, and manufacture of new medicines or different delivery methods of an existing medicine. One of the University of Reading's most prestigious achievements is the experimentation and development of a cannabis-based medicine. Over 20 years of research by the Department of Pharmacy and the School of Psychology has culminated in a licensed cannabis-based product for the prevention of seizures in children. A key part of research is quality assurance, and medicines undergo rigorous clinical trials before coming to market. Medicines are regulated by strict laws on who can prescribe them, how they are stored, and who can supply them. Pharmacists must check each prescription is legally valid. For example, it has the correct signature and correct wording. Pharmacists may keep accurate records of what medicines have been prescribed to which patients. Pharmacists often have to use problem-solving skills to help with the patient's care. For example, thinking about which medicines could be causing the side effect of shortness of breath and feeling more tired than usual, or working out which medicines a patient needs to take with them to prevent them getting malaria when on holiday, or considering which cough mixture is the safest for the patient who has heart disease. Many medicine doses are based upon a patient's weight, particularly those in children or those for chemotherapy and cancer medications. The amount of medicine may need to be adjusted based upon a patient's kidney function, and medicines that are given as injections and tablets have different dose conversions which need to be calculated by pharmacists. Pharmacists often develop long-term working relationships with regular customers in their pharmacy. The management of a patient isn't confined to just taking the medicine. It's really important to listen to the patient's beliefs about taking the medicine or any concerns that they may have, and reassuring them and explaining things thoroughly to them. The Alzheimer's Society runs a Dementia Friends program, which a lot of pharmacists are trained in, and it helps support those living with dementia and their carers. Studying pharmacy is a wise career choice. Currently, 100% of the University of Reading graduates are in full-time employment, their pre-registration year. There is a multitude of career opportunities available for pharmacists, which I will talk through on the next slide. Most people think about the role of the pharmacist in a community pharmacy, for example on the high street or next to your doctor's surgery. They play an essential role in supplying medicine to the general public and running advanced services such as health checks and vaccinations. Within hospitals, pharmacists work on each ward to obtain an accurate record of medicines a patient is taking, help advise medicine choice and monitoring, and preparing medicines and counselling patients before they are discharged home. Pharmacists in hospitals might become prescribers, advanced clinical practitioners, and specialist consultant pharmacists. They also have a role in running clinical trials and the aseptic manufacturing of chemotherapy medicines. As mentioned already, there are numerous roles in the pharmaceutical industry, for example, in drug delivery and development, formulation, procurement, sales, data analysis, and clinical trials. Some pharmacists supply medicines for animals in veterinary practice, and they need specialist knowledge of the medicines and doses and formulations available to animals. In academia, such as working at this university, there are many roles involved in research. My research interests, for example, are based on pharmacy education, implementing and evaluating innovative teaching methods, such as students performing health checks on members of the public and the use of simulation equipment to support teaching on the elderly and fools. I have been fortunate to present this research at national and international conferences. Developing future pharmacists is fundamental through the teaching of undergraduate and postgraduate pharmacy students, and pharmacists are often involved in the training for other doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals. Pharmacists also have roles working in primary care, giving advice to GPs, analysing prescribing trends, working in care homes and working in GP practices. In GP practices, they are often independent prescribers and they will run clinics with patients, reviewing their medicines and starting them on new treatments. Most hospitals have a medicines information department where any patient or healthcare professional can call them to ask a question about a medication. Pharmacists might be involved in the leadership or management, for example, working for the Royal Pharmaceutical Society or the General Pharmaceutical Council. Finally, pharmacists may be responsible for the safe and effective supply and storage of medicines to the army and into prisons. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you found this insightful and inspiring. I would wholeheartedly recommend pharmacy as a degree choice and as a profession.